Family, friends, and the political world said goodbye to a giant in Baltimore today. Frank Conaway Sr. passed away last week. Today he was remembered as a fearless and dedicated public servant. 11 News reporter David Collins was at the funeral today, and he joins us now live from Morgan State University. David?
Well, Ron, that's right. A giant, fearless, a fighter. Those are some of the words used over and over. Frank Conaway Sr. is being remembered as one of the last old-school, stand-up-for-what's-right, not popular type of public servants. Frank Conaway Sr. leaves behind a political dynasty. 4 family members are currently in elected office, a living extension of his legacy, which includes being the godfather of African-American city politics, a civil rights pioneer, iconic gadfly, mentor, city clerk of courts of the world.
My father fought for equality. He didn't want anything special for African Americans. He demanded the same opportunity as everyone else had.
Ask him, how are you? He'd always reply, outstanding but improving.
Always at his best, but never too good to improve himself.
He was like a David taking on our Goliaths.
He took on the stop snitching culture.
He gave them cameras to go and take pictures to give to the police.
So he was a fighter, and he was fearless, and he was a good soldier.
A who's who of the judicial system stood in honor, including Maryland's Chief Judge Mary Ellen Barbera. Frank Sr. boxed in the U.S. Army. He won 2 terms as a state delegate. He was a fierce campaigner for his wife back in 1982 and got into hot water for handing out smoke detectors and an undetermined number of chickens. She won. Years later, his son Frank Jr. won his dad's delegate seat. Frank Sr.'s daughter Belinda became Register of Wills.
I suspect Frank is in heaven today still campaigning. I'm not quite sure St. Peter has checked his party affiliation.
He switched to the Republican Party last year. Lieutenant Governor Boyd Rutherford and others summed up his style.
But I know he lived a full life. And as was stated, he lived it his way.
He was his own person. He was an agent of change who refused to accept the status quo.
We didn't always agree, but we know that agreement is not what creates community.
Frank knew the people of Baltimore. He knew the people that he stood up for over and over and over again. And he could see in them himself.
City Council President Jack Young pictured Frank Sr. in heaven wearing a crown of righteousness. Both Kwasi Mfume and Delegate Kurt Anderson considered him a mentor. U.S. Senator Ben Cardin said, when he was on your side, you knew you had a strong ally. Reporting live from Northeast Baltimore, David Collins, WBAL-TV 11 News.